Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to be talking about the Gambino Crime Family Associate that got sentenced to 40 years. So, this story is crazy. What's good, Gianni? How you doing, man? Shout out to everyone who's tuning in. I appreciate you taking the time. I want to give a shout out to Cindy Seville. I did a interview on her show today. It was insane. It's gonna be out Thursday, I believe. Shout out to her. Shout out to everybody who supports my show. And so we're gonna talk about this case. The associate we're talking about is this guy. He is the killer who was sentenced to 40 years in prison. He's a Gambino Crime Family Associate convicted of murder for shooting his mob-tied loan shark friend twice in the back of the head in his Brooklyn home. So they said when they found the dude's body that it seemed like somebody else, like someone close to him must have did it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was able to be that close to him. I think he was found in his bed. So, let's see who else we got here. Zero, what's good, man? Gotta support the Mob King. Mob King movie's coming out. It's insane. I got to see it, and I did a review about it. Go check out that episode we did. What's good, Gianni? Doing great at the MGM. Chaz Palminteri, one-man show. Bronx Tale. Damn, man, when's that? Is that today? I wish I would have known, man. I would have went up there for that. Mafia History, what's good with you, man? Shout out to you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. So let's get into this story. All right. Anthony Pandrella, 62, was found guilty for the execution-style death of 77-year-old Vincent Vito following a half-week trial in Brooklyn federal court. The jury deliberated for just an hour and a half before convicting Pandrella on all three counts: robbery, murder, and unlawful use of a firearm. Prosecutors said the cold-blooded killer had been holding $750,000 for Zito, who asked for his money back after finding out his illegal business was under investigation by law enforcement. But Pandrella, who had warned Zito about the probe, refused to return the cash. He got greedy, man. He didn't want to pay him back, and he ended up killing him. And they were friends. They were really good friends. I guess the families knew each other and everything. Like, it's insane what people will do for money. He refused to return the cash. He allegedly met an older man at Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn home and put 2 bullets in the back of his head at close range. Swiped his loan sharking assets as well as his pricey foreign watches Zito was holding as collateral. Oh, so he took his watches back. Hungry Hill, what's up, man? How you doing? Shout out to you. Shout out to Damien, man. So this dude, this is the family celebrating after the conviction outside of Brooklyn Federal Court, I believe. Funny upload last night, Bill Staxx. Thanks. That was live, man. No problem, man. You know, this is what we do. Here, let me finish this case. I can't wait for Hungry Hill to get rolling, man. I know it's gonna be a classic, just like Mob King. So, this dude took his watch back. Prosecutors said Pandrella attempted to cover up evidence of the slay, but his DNA was found on a gun recovered at Zito's home. So he left the gun. Drop the gun, take the cannoli. He dropped the gun and took the cannoli, man. That's why he's doing 40 years. And you know he's not going to make it out of prison. He was, let's see. He is 63 years old right now. He got sentenced to 40 years. He's not getting out of prison. He's going to die there. This is the murder weapon that he left at the scene. And one of the craziest things about this whole case, and it's sad as hell, man, his grandson had to come and find his grandfather's body after school. That's how he was found, by his grandson. So it's like these cases, it has a ripple effect, and people don't understand all the people affected by the violence of these guys. And it was all over money. It says he was captured on surveillance videos entering and leaving Zito's home. I mean, he's hard to miss, man. Dude's a big guy. His neighbor's security cameras caught him changing his shoes and clothes and taking out the driver's side door mat of his car to clean it, prosecutors said. Zito's body was found by his 11-year-old grandson when he returned home from school. Terrible, man. The family did an interview, and this is like a little shrine that they had when they gave pictures to them to use or whatever. And this is the victim. And it says, he allegedly met the older man at his Sheepshead Bay, put 2 bullets at his head in close range, as well as the former watch he was holding as collateral, attempted to cover it up, boom, boom, boom. Today's verdict found that the defendant is a cold-blooded killer who shot his elderly friend in his home, execution style, with a bullet to the back of the head to avoid returning a large sum of money he was holding for the victim. He probably ended up spending it. Who knows? He probably gambled it. You know, a lot of these dudes have gambling problems. It says, in addition to the brutal betrayal, the defendant also robbed luxury watches from the victim's loan business. So damn, man, he had his hands in this dude's pockets every way he could. I mean, a loan sharking business, you got a lot of money in the streets. If this guy was holding $750,000 for him, can you imagine how much money he had in the street? Probably an insane amount, I'd imagine. Definitely not no little amount of money. Dude's holding $750,000. So he held an expensive watch. It was probably a Rolex or something like that. He held it for collateral. This dude gave this dude the watch. And then I bet you he gambled the money away. And he was like, nah, I'm not paying it, man. And he left the gun and took the cannoli. So often very different watching these lives the day after. Totally different vibe. I'm sure, man. I don't watch them. I don't watch my own show. I don't have time to. A lot of the time I'm doing work. I'm editing. I'm doing other things. So I don't have time to really sit there and watch. But I mean, I guess you could consider I'm watching it if I'm editing it all the time. I gotta rewatch stuff. It's a labor of love. Someone should have told him it's not 1930 anymore. This dude's gonna end up dying in prison, and that's gonna suck for him. Because I mean, how much do you got to spend in prison on a violent crime like that, murder charge? It's at least 85%, right? It's got to be at least 85%. What's up, Montauk? How you doing, bro? It's good with everybody. If you guys haven't seen the show that we did, The Fast Life, about Albert Anastasia, go check it out. It's really good, man. Definitely, bro. I'm not always right. But there's a lot of different mob things going around in the news. I'm going to do different stories about different things that have happened. It's pretty messed up to betray your friends like that, though, over money. It's really sad. Another story I'm going to be doing is about the guy who set up his own father and had him killed. So there was an attempted hit on him once, and the guy ended up getting away, and he ended up getting killed. It was Sally Zatola. I'm doing a story about him, so it's going to be good. Roscoe, what's up, man? That's why they say money is the root of all evil. I believe it, but you can't live without money, man. You really can't. Watching from Alaska. I appreciate that, man. Is it cold up there? Or is this global warming affecting up there too? Another crazy thing I heard is that a bunch of ocean animals are washing up on the beaches. And they say it's for different reasons, like sonar and all this stuff, but they don't really know why. It's different species of animals too that are washing up on these beaches. And it doesn't make sense. There's whales and sea lions and all that shit going on. I saw a video about it on Instagram. It's crazy. The sad thing about this case is the grandson had to find his grandfather like that in his house. Now, if this guy had $750,000 on the street and he gave it to this guy, how much do you think he really had on the street? Because once he's dead, I mean, there's got to be someone else who's watching over the business. So this guy's got, let's say, $2 million on the street. He gives this guy $750,000. He wants his interest back. But what happens when this guy gets killed? Does all the money just go away? There's got to be another person who knows about all this, and they take over the loan sharking business once this guy dies. You know what I'm saying? That's what like the mob does. They put people in position to take over your spot if you're killed. And they absorb your businesses any way they can. Cindy, how are you? I was just talking about you. Go check out her show. We did an interview today. I think it's going to be out Thursday. I had a lot of fun doing your show today. I appreciate you taking the time to have me on your show. I really appreciate that. I'm going to be doing an interview right after I get off of here. I got an interview to do, and I'm bringing you some new faces. You guys are going to see some new people and hear some different stories. So I hope you guys like the content I'm going to bring you. Say about a mill. What happens to that mill when this guy gets killed? It gets absorbed by somebody else in the business, right? He said it's not too cold. It's raining as always. Fish stock are down. Sure due to overfishing. Not sure about what's coming to shore. I'd love to go up there to Alaska. I wonder if there's an Alaskan mafia. I bet you it's all the natives have their own. Shout out to all the natives out there in Alaska. I'm sure they have their own groups. I don't know if they would call them gangs or mafias or tribes, they would call them maybe. Whoever has his book. I bet you the guy that went and killed him took the book. Guaranteed he took his watch back. He had a expensive watch that he let this guy hold for collateral. He kept the money and took his watch back. He was probably gambling. He's probably a degenerate gambler. And he probably kept the money, took the watch back, sold it. Who knows, you know? Cindy's show. I was on Cindy's show. Cindy Seville. It's going to be on Thursday, I think. I mean, what do you do these days, right? If you have a loan shark in business, you're loaning money out to people and they don't want to pay you back. You can't use violence anymore. You can't threaten people. That stuff doesn't work. So what are you going to do? You got to persuade it out of them somehow, you know? Do I have episodes about my background? Yeah, man. There's a whole bunch of different ones. I've done interviews on all kinds of people's channels. I've been on Lockdown 23 and 1 twice. I've been on Blood on the Razor Wire. I've been on DOC TV. I've been on whole bunch. Florida DOC, whole bunch of channels. If you go, there's a playlist in the community tab, and you can see all the different interviews I've done. Or if you want to hear a really good, intricate one about my life, go check out the Partners in Crime podcast. Just look up Bill Staxx Partners in Crime podcast. And you'll see part 1 and part 2 about my life, and it's pretty intricate. There's a part 3, but we haven't released it yet. I got some plans coming. So, gang called Native Mob. It's a street gang. I believe that, man. There are a lot of street gangs in Alaska. All of the ones from LA. Yeah, I heard that. I heard they come up there. But I'm talking about the natives that live there, like the indigenous people. Do they have their own cliques? You know what I'm saying? I know that a lot of people from LA went up there and spread the gang banging stuff from LA and stuff. The First Family at all? I haven't read that one, man. William Steele, what's good with you, man? How you doing? The natives don't play out here. I bet, man. Probably go walrus fishing with one and they'll push you overboard or something, man. You'll never come back. I heard that wilderness, people go in there and they never come back. I've heard of other people going crazy from being alone out there and going on crazy sprees. You know what kind of sprees I'm talking about. Anchorage has a lot of Bloods and Crips. It's really different all over the country, everywhere you go. It's like Chicago is nothing like New York. And New York's nothing like Boston. It's just crazy. Thursday night at 7 o'clock, Cindy said the show will be up. You can threaten people, you just have to know people's limits. Yeah, like how far their arm will bend back. It's kind of hard to get things out of people if you have no leverage. You know what I'm saying? Someone borrows money from you, just like, I'm not paying you back, man. I'm not paying you back. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Busy, what are you talking about with the clickbait? Stop with the clickbait. What are you talking about? You need to take a trip to the bathroom, man? Huh, Busy? You need a trip to the bathroom? Somebody asked me the other day, why do you hashtag Joe Rogan? Because he told me to. That's why I hashtag Joe Rogan. So if you don't want to pay, just usually go to the feds and just say, I don't want to pay. Believe me, people will still break legs. Yeah, I believe that. They will break legs. But they will run to the feds too and be like, yo, they're threatening me. You know, they'll get their self in this trouble and then go and seek out help to get out of the trouble that they got their self into. That's the type of shit that they need to watch out for. Because I'm sure it happens all the time. People are degenerate gamblers and they can't pay their bills. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna run to the feds and try to give information to get money. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Sam? How you doing? I can't wait to share these other stories with you guys. There's a lot of good stuff. Um, I'm pretty sure I don't want to show this kid's picture. They got the family walking out of the court, and but I'm not gonna show the family because you know, it's not cool. Scumbags do stuff like that, borrow money, and then they run to the feds because they don't want to pay. Exactly, man. I'm sure it happens a lot. I'm sure there's probably drug addicts who do that type of shit too, who get in debt with drug dealers and then run to the cops and tell on them. I'm sure it happens every day, man. Shout out to Joe Rogan. Who knows? Probably wants to watch my episodes. Who knows? Maybe not. Possibility though, right? I've heard there are some big names who watch my show. And it doesn't even matter. Big name, small name. If there's one person watching my show who really likes my content, then I'm gonna keep doing it. And I'm not gonna stop, man. I love doing this stuff and I love giving this information to you guys. Spread awareness and so maybe someone that was in my situation doesn't have to go through the things that I went through. You know, go into prison and all this shit. Because it's not a fun life. And it's even being addicted to alcohol and drugs, that's not a fun life. It's kind of like you're in prison, but you're out of prison. It's like you're It's like you're trapped. You never find happiness. You're always like empty, and it's not a life to live, man. I'm so grateful for the life I have now. OC Shorts. I want to give a shout out to OC Shorts, man. He has a really good platform. He has good content. It's quality. There's a lot of good people out here who have quality content who some people don't get the recognition they deserve. OC Shorts is one of those people, man. Definitely some quality content. Man, Gianni watches my show, man. What's better than that? Hey, man, I can't really find a lot better than that, bro. Ex-boyfriend. A lot of LA gang members have come to live in Texas for the last 30 years, but law enforcement in Texas don't play. Biggest gang in Texas are Tango Blast, 25,000. Texas Syndicate, 5,000. Damn, that's a big organization, man. 25,000? That's a lot of people, especially in one state. I mean, Texas is a big place, but if you consider how many prisons there are, I'm probably sure there's a lot of prisons in Texas. I know I wouldn't want to go to prison in Texas, and I know a lot of people that probably wouldn't want to go to prison in Texas. Guess what? That's why I don't go to Texas. It is what it is with Cindy Seville. Make sure you go and subscribe to her channel. Check out her content. She's got some good stuff. Very inspirational. She survived breast cancer just like my mother did. She's in remission, and wish nothing but the best for you. Yankees for life. What's up with you, man? How have you been? Yankees, what's shaking, bruh? Maddie, what's up, man? How are you? I've seen a couple pretty good channels lately about different mob content. You know, if they're really informational and they're intriguing and you want to watch them, that's the type of stuff I want to watch. You know, I got a lot of good stories that I'm going to be bringing you the next couple of weeks, and I got a lot of different people I'm going to be interviewing on the show. Matter of fact, I gotta get off here so I can start an interview right now. I appreciate all of you. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Hit the bell and make sure it's on all so you get all the videos. If you want to donate towards the channel, all the donations are going to go towards the Toys for Homeless People Fund. There's a homeless shelter in my town. I'm going to buy toys for the kids there. All the money I make on this YouTube stuff is going to go towards that. But I appreciate everybody who watches my show. If you can't donate, share the video. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you soon.